win for India's gig workers. Centre asks 10-minute apps to drop the deadline. No more 10-minute delivery. Debating at 9 p.m.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, political face-off as Communist Party leaders from China visit the BJP office. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, an incredible twist in the 30,000 crore rupee battle for the estate of the late Sanjay Kapoor. We have new revelations, CDR records, which raise question marks about the veracity of the claims of Priya Sachdev. This is hotting up. And at 9 o'clock this evening, why I support all the attempts being made by the government to stop this 10-minute delivery. It's a terrible thing, this 10-minute delivery. Just because some people want to make money, why do something that's so deadly? I have now come to the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, that the Congress party likes to commit political suicide. I have come to the conclusion that these are not accidental mistakes that the Congress party does. It is actually a party that is constantly in political suicide mode. Why else would it raise questions about why some leaders of the Communist Party of China have visited the BJP headquarters? Yes, leaders of the Communist Party of China visited the BJP headquarters, but it was not done secretly. Like the Congress Party went and signed an agreement with Xi Jinping, where Rahul Gandhi was told by his mother, go sit there, Rahul, sign an agreement with Xi Jinping, get your signature right. That's Xi Jinping and Sonia Gandhi. That's Anand Sharma of the Congress Party, while Rahul Gandhi commits himself to life to serving the Congress interests of the Chinese Communist Party. Ladies and gentlemen, the Congress Party says that why has the BJP met leaders of the Chinese Communist Party? And then gone on to say that the China supported Pakistan, China targeted Galwan, China is making claims about Arunachal Pradesh, and here hugs are being exchanged. First of all, I did not see any hugs. Nevertheless, does the Congress Party not have the common sense to understand that an official meeting between two parties is not the same as a memorandum of understanding, officially signed and secretly kept in some locker of the Congress Party office? There's a fundamental difference between the two. Has the Congress Party gone mad to talk like this? Does the Congress Party not realize that by questioning why the BJP leaders met the Chinese Communist Party, more people will begin to ask, meeting is okay, but why did you sign an agreement with the Chinese Communist Party? And if there's nothing wrong with the agreement, if there's no hanky-panky, if there's nothing to hide, then why don't you go ahead and declare what is in the agreement? Ladies and gentlemen, on the contrary, it will be fundamentally argued, I would argue, that the government position vis-a-vis China continues to be extremely strong. You can go and meet, you can have an exchange, you can exchange mementos, you can smile at the camera, but you're not signing an agreement which binds you to serve the interests of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, the Congress Party can turn around and say, Arnab, how do you know we signed an agreement? that we are going to forever serve the interests of the Chinese Communist Party? Well, I would say answer to that, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Come out and share that copy of what you signed. Why are you keeping it secret? Every second day I come on air and I challenge you. Every month I raise this question once, and not just me, the people of India ask, what did you sign? Why do you get into a long-term understanding and interest with the Chinese Communist Party when your ostensible reason to visit China, where you were given the sort of, a royal treatment by the Chinese, where they treated you as the monarchs of India, where they rolled the red carpet to you, where they treated you as the elected head of the government, which you were not. You went there in a private capacity. Sonia Gandhi was not Prime Minister. Manmohan Singh was kept aside. But you had the entire government machinery answering to Sonia Gandhi, de facto Prime Minister of India. At that point of time, why did the de facto Prime Minister of India, whose name is Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor, her original name, why did Antonia the Minor ask her son to sign an agreement with the Chinese Communist Party? What interests were being served there? What did Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor hope that the country will gain? Or is it that the Congress Party was gaining? And is it true that after that, the Chinese embassy put in money, apparently more than 1 crore, into something called the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? Is it true that after that you had another secret meeting with the Chinese government officials in a 5-star hotel over a Chinese lunch while Galwan was on? Now, these questions are a triumvirate of questions, and the questions are now beginning to get even sharper, which is why I said the Congress Party is mad to be questioning why the meeting is happening in the BJP office. The more you ask that question, the more people will ask questions over this picture, even if you had forgotten about this picture, even if it was not in your imagination as of this minute and this second, now it would come back into your focus, which is exactly what we will do. If you want to have a fight over photos, let's have one. Let's debate.
China's construction of infrastructure in the Shaksgam Valley, an area illegally ceded by Pakistan in 1963, is a point of fresh tension.
首先，你提到的领土属于中国领土，中方在自己的领土上开展基础设施建设无可非议。中国和巴基斯坦已于上个世纪的60年代签署了边界协定，并且划定了两国的边界，这是中巴作为主权国家的权利。那么你提到中巴经济走廊，这是一个经济合作倡议，旨在促进当地的经济社会发展和改善民生。中巴边界协定和中巴经济走廊不影响中方在克什米尔问题上的立场，中方在这个问题上的立场没有变化。
India has called this a blatant violation of its territorial integrity.
So as the Shaksgam Valley is concerned, India considers 1963 agreement between Pakistan and China as illegal. Therefore, any activity in Shaksgam Valley is concerned, we do not approve of it, and in this terms, MEA has already issued this statement. Therefore, the joint statement which has been issued in China, what I understand about the CPEC 2.0, we do not accept it, and we consider that it is an illegal action which is being carried out by the two nations.
Amid this contestation came this post by BJP MP Arun Singh on X. In pictures is the Communist Party of China delegation that visited the BJP head office. The BJP said that the meeting was to enhance communication and interaction between BJP and CPC as part of an institutionalized mechanism. But the Congress hit back. The same BJP for the longest time has been questioning Congress over the picture that showcases Rahul signing an MOU with China in 2008. Today, the tables have turned and the same party is in the dock.
China has claimed that one of the valley of India is the part of China. So in spite of that, they made this delegation, and not only this, Communist Party of China went to meet leaders of Rashtriya Sevak Sangh also in their office. So what is the anti-national activities. I am sorry to say I never make such kind of allegations against any political party, but definitely China is an enemy, and bigger enemy than Pakistan.
The political fight is intensifying and the BJP is yet to clarify its stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I have with me Ratnakar Tripathi of the Congress Party, Vivek Srivastava, who is a great supporter of Xi Jinping. I satirically call him Vivek Jinping, is with us also on the program tonight. Pankaj Sharma supports the Congress Party. Ratan Sharda is a well-known right-leaning analyst, and Rajat Sethi is a well-known political commentator, usually right-leaning. Right. Now, Mr. Tripathi, I'll begin with you and Mr. Sharda. Now that you are saying Congress Party is saying that China is an enemy, why don't you cancel the MOU that you have signed with the enemy country? Forget what BJP is doing. Let's start with you. Charity begins at home. You have a signed MOU. Why don't you cancel that MOU in protest? Because you are now saying it's an enemy country.
Who is to speak?
I took your name. I presume it is you. But if you need some time to prepare for that question,
No, I don't.
I can give you some.
What
Yeah,
preparation?
okay.
You can blow
Okay.
your MOU trumpet again and again, Mr. Goswami. But the thing is that is finally settled on 7th August 2020 by the bench of Supreme Court of India. The BJP MP Mahesh Jethmalani petitioned there about this MOU. And they said that this is absurd. We can only allow you to take it back, withdraw the application, withdraw the petition. And if you want to file a new petition, you may file that. We will examine the facts, and if the facts are wrong, we will prosecute you. That is the thing. And if you have the MOU in your hand or with the research team, please show it to the world. But the thing is that these party, BJP party,
No, I don't have the MOU, but how does that matter? You are, no, how does it matter? How does it matter?
Blatant lie.
Louder,
You
I
are
can't hear.
saying a blatant lie. Show
Will
me-
Congress
show me the-
disclose the MOU? That is not mandated by the court. That is mandated by the political transparency that you signed an
Mahesh
MOU.
Jethmalani
So you should be
petitions
sharing with the
Ratan Sharda
people.
ji.
What did you sign?
Ratan Sharda ji,
What is
please
it
let
that
me
you're doing for
complete.
Communist Party under the
Let
MOU?
me complete
That is the
first.
question. So will you please disclose it? The day you disclose MOU, the question is solved, but you will not disclose for so many years. What is wrong with you? What is so secret
done,
about that
sir?
particular
Are
deal
you done,
that
sir?
you always take Chinese side, whether it's attack in Ladakh, whether it's any foreign service? So you are always trusting China more than India. Is it part of the MOU? So you must disclose MOU before you start throwing stones at anybody else.
What is
That is
the
a
issue
simple
tonight?
proposition.
What is the issue tonight?
Tell me what
Issue
is
is
the
over. Issue is over. Congress Party saying that why are the BJP leaders meeting leaders of the Chinese Communist Party? Let's look at these two pictures here, Rajat. Let me draw you into the debate. We have two pictures here. 2026, the meeting with the BJP. 2008, the secret MOU. In my view, these are two different contexts. A meeting means nothing. There is no contract signed. There is no agreement. It is a courtesy call.
Exactly.
A signed document has legal validity.
Why
Then you are
don't you
bound.
show the photo of both the parties sitting, having
Arnab,
pen and
so-
papers in their hand.
Well, the moot
Show the
moot
photo.
point here
No,
is
pen and
you
paper.
have
I have
Chinese.
one minute.
Pen and
Just one.
paper.
He's saying they have a pen and paper in their hand. But using that pen and paper, have they signed anything?
No, that is the MOU. That is the MOU. Memorandum of understanding.
What's
They
the
are
problem?
understanding
Disclose
each
it.
other, writing a final.
Oh, so I have a
That's
piece
it.
of paper in my hand right now. 1 minute. I have a pen in my hand. Am I signing an MOU now?
And Supreme Court said it. There is no MOU between Congress Party and CPC, but I can see.
Congress has never said there is no MOU. Rajat is on the debate. No.
CPC.
Congress
It
has
is-
never
it
denied.
is
that
hilarious.
what
The
was
kind
signed.
of arguments being
No,
made
one
here
minute,
are
one minute.
absolutely
Don't
hilarious.
give
You
me the
have a
half-hearted
Chinese
argument.
president.
Rajat, no, there was something going on with the Chinese. You had. Rajat.
and
Arnab, please,
finalizing the MOU.
the absolute
So
preposterous
the-
argument being
Rajat,
made by
louder,
the Congress
Rajat,
party
audio.
spokesperson here. Here you have the
you can make the
official
audio louder.
president of Chinese Republic overlooking the signing ceremony or whatever you're trying to call there. And then you have the de facto Prime Minister Sonia Gandhi and Anand Sharma, I believe, who was the sitting minister there. So it was a official meeting, supervised by the government officials at the backdrop. It is subject to all kinds of RTI applications, and I don't believe why should the Congress party be dragged to the court. If they have nothing to hide, why don't they come out in the public and say that this is what we signed on and let the public decide? Do I have to drag the Congress party to the Supreme Court before these people come out and are forced to disclose the terms of these MOUs? And by the way, this is not just an MOU.
No, are we
Even
getting
the
sandwiched, however?
application, in the public domain, it is written that they accepted funds.
The other question would be, I'll get a response from Vivek. Vivek, you want to make a point here tonight? I mean, I know the point you want to make, but if you still want to make that phone call to Beijing asking that person to call you back with an official line that you need to take on my program, I'll give you the time.
No, the official line is Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, and after the 1962 war, the Congress managed the country very well as far as the foreign policy with China was concerned. Skirmishes were at their minimal till our Prime Minister in 2014 changed. This is the reality. If the BJP is interacting with the Communist Party of China, I personally welcome it. Let me.
Do you know how many? When you are saying, no, you are making an objective statement here. Why don't you back it with numbers? How many skirmishes happened per year under Congress rule versus the BJP rule?
I welcome
Give us data here
the
before making these.
BJP. अरे भैया आप बोलने दो पहले.
आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं सर. आप सच तो बोलो.
Friend, let me speak for 30 seconds. अरे यार तू चुप करो ना यार, झूठ बोल रहे हैं सच बोल रहे हैं, बच्चे हो अभी, बच्चे की तरह रहो यार. पहले सुनो, पहले 30 सेकंड फिर बोलना.
झूठे ही होते हैं सर.
स्टॉप स्पीकिंग लाइक अ किड. ये स्कूल चाइल्ड वाला वो आर्गुमेंट झूठे होते हैं तो मत बात करो ना. तो बोलो बीजेपी झूठा से निकल रही है,
पब्लिक को तो मूर्ख बनाना बंद करिए.
बोलो ना फिर.
इतना तिल मिला गए, एक सच,
कोई मूर्ख नहीं बना रहा, मूर्ख तुम बना रहे हो.
यहाँ पे बैठ के
प्राइम मिनिस्टर पहुंचे बीजिंग,
कांग्रेस पार्टी,
प्राइम मिनिस्टर पहुंचे बीजिंग.
पार्टी had lower results from the China versus the BJP. What is the number? I'm asking you the number. That's it.
भाई आप सुनिए,
Provide the number.
से चपेट खाने के बाद मैं नंबर दे रहा हूं ना आपको.
इतनी हल्की बातें करते हैं, कहां से ऐसे पशुओं को आप बुला लाते हैं अर्नब?
बट टू हैव, बिल्कुल हल्की बात करूंगा. जब आप आ गए हो तो हम भी उसी भाषा पे आ गए. आप सुनना नहीं चाहते हो, 30 सेकंड में बोल रहा हूं. आई सेड आई एम वेलकमिंग दिस विजिट बाय द कम्युनिस्ट चाइनीज पार्टी टू द बीजेपी गाइस. अगर वहां पे एक एक्सचेंज ऑफ यूथ होगा, एक्सचेंज ऑफ कैडर होगा, टेक्नोलॉजी होगा, बातचीत, आइडियोलॉजी होगा, आई वेलकम दैट ऑल्सो. इफ देयर इज गोइंग टू बी एन एमओयू, देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन इट. चाइना इज योर नेबर. बीट द कांग्रेस, बीट द बीजेपी. आपको अपने रिलेशन अच्छे करने पड़ेंगे, एंड दैट इज अ नेसेसिटी.
It is the same Congress party which celebrates Bolshevik revolution in this country. They still celebrate when Chinese have their, annual meetings of the CPC. They do celebrations. This still happens in this country by the Communist Party. They live, these communists in this country, they live on a parallel planet. And they believe that they are still in power in that parallel planet and they are ruling the country of India.
As a courtesy, we took part in what the CPC was doing. And
so today, forget courtesy.
Trying to make inroads.
Today, sir, you still celebrate the communist.
What's wrong? लेकिन आप राहुल गांधी को एंटी नेशनल मत बोलिए. जो आज बीजेपी कर रही है, कांग्रेस ने भी करना चाहिए, और दोनों को करना चाहिए. मैं कह रहा हूं, बिल्कुल करिए आप. वो आपका पड़ोसी है, अमेरिका नहीं आपका पड़ोसी.
These, communists in this country are worthy to be kept in a museum. Their intellectual thought process is worthy of a museum only, not television discussions.
You go and teach that to Narendra Modi.
I have
go and teach that to Narendra Modi, who has invited the Chinese
ruled by the Congress parties. You will be shocked, Arnab, that they used to celebrate like Diwali on a Bolshevik revolution day.
You go and talk to the BJP guys and ask them why they are inviting the CPC.
When Nepal,
what ideological exchange is going to take place.
My own view is Rajat. I'll get Pankaj also. My own view is I have no problem with you meeting Communist Party leaders. The Communist Party leaders are not aliens or Martians. They have come from a neighboring country. You can meet them. As long as you do not make a commitment. I don't have any problem with Rahul Gandhi meeting the Chinese. As long as you don't make a commitment. My problem is with the commitment. I don't think that the Congress party can equate a ritualistic meeting with an MOU signing. Now that you have raised questions over the ritualistic meeting,
if youth federations to
no, now that you've
there
raised
is
questions,
nothing
it's a
wrong if
Abel
there is
Mujhe
an
Maar
MOU
kind of
between the
approach,
BJP and
no?
CPC
Pankaj,
also, and exchange of
should,
ideology.
people who
And
stay in
exchange of
glass
ideology.
houses
Nothing
should
wrong
not
in it.
throw stones at others.
Nothing wrong in it.
The Congress party has signed a secret MOU. Every time now you have gone and said, why are the BJP guys meeting the Communist Party? To exchange mementos, not to sign an MOU.
Congress party never signed any secret MOU. See, the contents of the
No, it is a
MOU
secret MOU because I don't have it.
were in the public
Nobody
domain
in the
in
country has been
2008.
told what's in that MOU.
See, in the MOU, there were 4 points. Establishing a mechanism for regular high-level exchanges between the two parties. 2, promoting exchanges at various levels, including youth organizations and delegations. 3, providing an opportunity for the parties to consult each other on important bilateral, regional, and international developments. And 4, facilitating high-level information exchange and cooperation on matters of mutual interest.
1 minute. First of all, how do you know? 1 minute, Rajat, would you not ask him how he knows what is in the MOU? Because I have not seen
like
it.
Mr. India, he was present invisibly while the signing ceremony was happening. So what is the proof, sir? We are asking a simple question. We had to drag the Congress party into the courts to get the official copy of that. And also, why did the money come into Rajiv Gandhi Foundation account? Actual physical money came into the accounts. How did a financial transaction happen in the garb of this?
Answer that. How did a financial transaction happen after the signing?
What about the money which came to the PM Cares Fund?
Sir, let's
Chinese
not, do you
companies?
have an answer or not?
What
Tell
about
yes
that?
or no. Don't try to blabber around the topic. Why did money come into Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? It's a simple question. Can you answer that question?
Did any money come to Vivekanand Foundation?
You don't have an answer. No, of course not. Vivekananda International
Did any money
Foundation does
come
not
to
take Chinese
Vivekanand
money.
Foundation
It
or
has
not?
never taken any international
Like
money.
that also.
VIF has not taken any money, sir. Correct your facts here.
How can you
Why
say
did
that?
Rajiv Gandhi? So basically, you
There
don't have
are
an answer.
details available.
You don't have an answer. You don't have an answer. Why don't you accept it on national television? You do not have an answer. Why did Rajiv Gandhi Foundation take money and what services were given on behalf of taking that financial support from the Chinese Communist Party? What was given in return? It's a simple question.
Pankaj,
It will continue to haunt you
let
because
me
you
tell
don't
you.
have an answer.
Pankaj, let me tell you. People like Ajit Doval, people like S. Gurumurthy, right? These are the gems of the country. Never forget that. They have changed the direction of thinking on national security in our country. And we are proud of them. Republic is proud of people like Ajit Doval, people like S. Gurumurthy. And we are blessed as a nation to have them. Now I go back to the main issue. Ratnakar Tripathi. 4 points are mentioned here as the parts. Ratnakar Tripathi and Ratan Sharda, please. First, regular high-level meetings. Why do you have to make a commitment? Second, exchanges. Exchanges of what? Flower pots. Exchanges of what? Third, consultation on issues. Why? Communist Party of China is not a party, it is the government. Why is the Congress Party bypassing the government of India to have a private relationship with a government of China? Why is Sonia Gandhi bypassing elected democracy in this country? No. Ratnakar Tripathi, if what Pankaj has said is true, then it is blasphemous what the Congress has done.
Let me speak
I'm saying
now.
if what he has said is true.
Uninterrupted. Ask this to Pankaj Sharma. To my knowledge, on 7th August 2020, the division bench led by Justice Boble not only snubbed and reprimanded Mahesh Jethmalani, the MP and senior advocate of Supreme Court, saying that this is absurd what you are saying. So please file the petition again and
You are repeating
we
yourself.
will just respect it and we will
Ratnakarji, you are repeating yourself.
रतन चाचा जी बीच में मत बोलिए.
नहीं रिपीट मत करिए ना, तो नहीं बोलूंगा. आप नई बात बताइए कुछ.
प्लीज बीच में मत बोलिए.
आप नई बात बताइए ना, तो नहीं बोलूंगा.
If you want to know about what Pankaj Sharma said, ask Pankaj Sharma. मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट जानता हूं जिस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने महेश जेठमलानी से सीधे कहा कोई एमओयू नहीं है, और ये एब्सर्ड है जो आप बोल रहे हैं। आपको अगर पिटिशन वापस लेनी है लीजिए, नहीं हम आपको दंडित करेंगे। एंड दे विड्रू द पिटिशन।
Ask you, Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, my question to you also is, no, Ratan Sharda, having said that, I have a question for you and for Rajat also. Fact of the matter is, Ratan Sharda, that things are not good with China either. We have to stop. We have to be careful. No, I'm just asking a point to the question is to Ratan Sharda. I have a right to ask a question to Ratan Sharda.
Why don't you let me complete, sir?
Yes, please.
Because I have a relevant question to Ratan Sharda. Time is running out.
Please ask the question.
Let me give the data first.
Let me ask the question. Ratnakar Tripathi, you have a problem if I ask a question to Ratan Sharda?
No. Let me complete first. No? I have a problem when you just...
No, I have limited time. No, I have a time issue. This 1 minute. Ratnakar Tripathi, you got more time than Ratan Sharda.
Arnab,
My question to you is this. See, we have to stop. We have to be careful of not going from the frying pan to the fire. From a twisted relationship with America to a potentially exploitative relationship with China. China is not our friend. There has been a flare-up of shucks gum. The Chinese are blocking our NSG bid. The Chinese are blocking our Security Council bid. The Chinese are catching Indian nationals from Arunachal Pradesh and troubling them. So there are ongoing issues with China.
Arnab, yes.
What
Arnab,
is this the right time? Ratan Sharda, my question being, sir.
Yes.
That it was the BJP that always questioned the Congress on the CCP MOU, rightly so. I have also done that. Why do you need to do these meetings with the Chinese now?
Are the meetings between parties, between the people at different level never happened with China since 1950 when the Tibet was gifted to China? Did it stop Congress from having relations as official, diplomatic level? Did it stop Congress from talking to other people? Has it stopped the international trade which boomed after 1990s? So these unofficial meetings, which are generally between think tanks of various countries, is not something that will disturb the balance. Are they passing any policy decision? No. They are trying to understand each other. They are trying to.
They have been harassing Indians from Arunachal Pradesh.
Happened earlier on. They have not signed an agreement.
When Sam Pitroda said.
Are you believing that by talking we'll give away something to China? Not at all.
But your tough position on China has been one of your crucibles.
Chinese attaches when they met me. I said you have to make deal with Modi. This is the best time for you. I said it many years back. So it is not that you cannot talk. Point is, are you giving away something? We are not. Is BJP government not able to take back what China has claimed? No. Has China made such claim for the first time? No. Did India sign Panchsheel agreement and then saw the biggest humiliation? No. Did India set up a diplomatic mission with China? Yes. So there are international relations which were very monopolistic kind of unipolar kind of agreements. Now India has opened this kind of ties with every country, and that is the reason China has to come. That is the reason when India built up border strength, they had to listen to it. For 4 years they stared down. Finally they have to stare back, and they have to go back from where they were stopping India from entering. Did Congress ever succeed in this?
Pankaj, what Ratan Sharda is saying is that we've given away nothing.
No, I am saying that, and not only it regained its ground, like Congress, we didn't say don't make roads on the border because China may use it. We were not afraid of China. These people are also afraid of China. They did not allow building of the border security, border posts. They put the forces down into attack in 1962 without any facilities.
Pankaj, have you left the debate? You seem to have nothing further to say.
And why should
you're losing the debate, Pankaj? I'll give you 2 minutes at the end, Vivek. Vivek, 2 versus 3, the 2 are ahead of you. There's not even a comeback from you to Rajat and Ratan today.
Who doesn't know that during Operation Sindoor, China fully supported Pakistan. Chinese weapons were used against India. Not even 8 months have passed, and BJP RSS are now embracing Pakistan's close buddy China. What China did to our soldiers in Galwan 5 years ago is also a tragic chapter. China is occupying hundreds of miles of Indian land in
despite a
Ladakh.
massive win. The
Arunachal
biggest
Pradesh
humiliation you could do in 1971, you released 93,000 prisoners of war. You gave back everything that you won. And not only that, you even gave back prisoners of war. 54 prisoners of war who are languishing or dying in Pakistani jails.
to do anything.
What was the purpose of 1971 negotiations? You can't negotiate well. You allowed 54 prisoners of war to decay in Pakistani prisons. Some may have died, some may be languishing. Why did you do that? You released 93,000 prisoners of war. You gave back every territory, and then you go back and you don't allow our prisoners of war to be back to India.
That comes under war crimes.
What kind of diplomacy was that?
That comes under war crimes. You have to release them. This way or that way, you have to release them. You can't hang 93,000 soldiers.
Did they release Indian prisoners of war?
Okay.
Mr. Jinping, did they release Indian prisoners of
That
war
is the first part.
in 1971?
Second part is
54 prisoners of war languished in Pakistan jails. I don't know till what time or when they're still there. And we could ask for them after such a big victory. We are total failure. Congress government total failure on diplomatic front, where they gave away whatever won the was.
BJP General Secretary Arun Singh says in his statement that we discussed in length to find the ways to strengthen the usual exchange of information
and you are accusing
Pakistan, despite such a huge win, you didn't ask for Kashmir solution to be solved in 1971. What did you gain? What did you gain? What is your diplomatic skills?
Sir, मेरी बात सुनिए.
So when you question BJP diplomatic skills, look at what the record is. भाई आप बीच में क्या बोले?
You said the Chinese gave money in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation.
62 में आपने चाइना को सपोर्ट किया. 62 में आपने चाइना को सपोर्ट किया.
आपको कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट कर रहे हैं कि आपने चाइना को गले लगा लिया. प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो आए वहाँ पे. अब एक MOU भी आज साइन हो गया. अच्छी बात है, मैं तो वेलकम कर रहा हूँ.
चाइना के लिए सपोर्ट किया.
मैं तो वेलकम कर रहा हूँ सर. मैं तो वेलकम कर रहा हूँ. आप छुपाइए मत लेकिन इस बात को. आप छुपाइए मत. आप ये बताइए, आपने आरएसएस ने जो अनरजिस्टर्ड
आर्म रिबेलियन किया, आपने 62 में चाइना को सपोर्ट किया, आज आगे हमको ज्ञान दे रहे हैं
आप वो बताइए.
ज्ञान दे रहे हैं
आप राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन मत बताइए. आप पहले बताइए आरएसएस के पास पैसा कहां से आया. वो महल खड़ा किया है झंडे वाला पे. आप तो रजिस्टर्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है.
कांग्रेस पार्टी सालों साल चेक कर रही है. ऑडिटेड अकाउंट है
और रजिस्टर्ड है. आप बता दीजिए.
इनकम टैक्स में जाइए, ईडी में जाइए,
आप डिक्लेयर कर दीजिए. आप बोलिए रजिस्टर्ड है. आप बोलिए रजिस्टर्ड है.
अगर आप बोलिए रजिस्टर्ड है, जाके सारे अकाउंट निकलवा लीजिए. इनकम टैक्स में जमा है,
कौन है
ट्रस्ट बना हुआ है,
कौन है ट्रस्टी जरा बोल दीजिए.
आप चाइना के साथ क्या कंपेयर कर रहे हैं? क्या
हाँ तो वैसे यहाँ भी
आरएसएस ने चाइना से पैसे लिए, यूएसए से पैसे लिए. अरे लोगों ने दिए, हम जैसे लोगों ने दिए. हम भिखारी नहीं, हम अपनी जेब से पैसे देते हैं अपने लोगों के लिए. हम अपनी जेब से पैसे डालते हैं अपने संगठन के लिए. आपके जैसे कहीं से बाहर से मांगते नहीं है.
वो जेब से पैसा
कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी के मैगजीन से पैसे बनाए. रशिया के साथ, चाइना के साथ हम अपने खून से सींचे अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को.
पैसे नहीं बना रहा है.
We don't go back people, we don't smuggle money.
अभी बीजेपी is not the government. BJP is a party.
We are talking
BJP is a
about
party. CPC is a party.
Communist Party,
है ना? और ये दो
China,
पार्टियों का
Congress, BJP. We are not talking
Okay,
RSS.
now, ladies and gentlemen, I am closing this by saying that, let's see, we have to talk to the Chinese, no problem. We have to deal with the Chinese, no problem. We have to balance everyone. But even the BJP should be careful that it doesn't go from the frying pan to the fire. We cannot trust the Chinese. Doing business is okay, but we cannot trust them. As long as the BJP understands that, I have no problems. Now, viewers, I'd like to go to another subject, which is the subject of my second debate today. Suddenly, one of the biggest inheritance battles, most high profile, glamorous, as some people say, being fought in India, has seen a huge twist tonight. There are now some documents circulating on social media which allegedly put the entire claim of Priya Sachdev, wife of Sanjay Kapoor, under a cloud. Now, this battle has been on since the untimely death of Sanjay Kapoor. The whole battle has revolved around the will that decides who gets how much part of his 30,000 crore apparently empire. These documents now circulating and big claims being made are that Priya Sachdev was not present when even the will was signed. I'd like to say that we can't vouch for the authenticity of these documents. But the documents which are being reported suggest that she was in Delhi. She was not there where the will was signed. I don't know what the truth in this is, but the implications are big if this were to be true. Let's take a look at the latest twist in the story and then we'll debate.
A high-stakes 30,000 crore inheritance battle and a shocking new twist. On your screens, the will that was signed on 21st of March 2025 at the Oris Investment Private Limited office in Gurugram. Priya Sachdev claims she was present as an eyewitness when the will that leaves late industrialist Sanjay Kapoor's entire personal estate to her was signed. But there's the unexpected turn. Documents circulated online indicate that on 21st of March, Priya Sachdev was allegedly in Delhi and not Gurugram. For the whole day, there was no record of her mobile tower pinging at the location where she was supposed to be the eyewitness. A will already under scrutiny. The fresh evidence now directly challenges Priya Sachdev's sworn statement in the court. Claim versus claim. A family at the center of a wealth controversy. Did Priya Sachdev lie in court?
Now, first of all, I can't take responsibility for the authenticity of these alleged call detail records which are out there in the public domain, and neither can anyone. But this is a big fight. Eventually, call detail records can only be supported or confirmed by the government or the authorities. But what do these call detail records apparently show? The claims are being made on social media that they contradict the sworn affidavit of Priya Sachdev filed before the Delhi High Court. I don't know the truth in this. However, I'd like to get opinion from two sides. I have those who are for Karishma Kapoor in this case, or for people who are against Priya Sachdeva, and there are people who are for Priya Sachdeva. Against Priya Sachdeva, I'm told, Prem Rajani, he is a legal expert on corporate law and inheritance disputes. He's founding partner of Rajani Associates. We also have Ashok Paranjape, very senior advocate and lawyer, managing partner at MDP Associates. We have the executive editor legal of Republic Media Network, Ridhamanand Bhardwaj. And we'll be joined by very, very senior family law lawyer, advocate, senior advocate Mrinalini Deshmukh, who will join us in a bit. Okay. Rhythm, first of all, what do we have here? Can you unmute yourself, Rhythm? Hello? I can't hear you. I've just been told the problem in our audio. We're trying to fix it. Okay, no problem. Mr. Paranjape, what can I start with you? What do you think? What do you make of this?
Yes, so I think I would like to begin with the fact that the hearing has been completed by the High Court judge, the learned judge, and the case has been reserved for orders. So essentially what happens in such cases is that no further evidence, if it is, comes to the hands of the plaintiff, can be laid. But of course, in this case, she can make an application to the High Court and say that this is the evidence which is very germane to the case. And that is why it should be admitted in evidence, or rather whatever evidence she has in this respect, that she can produce before the court. But what I believe from the court records or orders which I have seen is that the court has said that now no further pleadings can be filed. But of course, the judge has the complete discretion in this case. And let us, I think, be mindful of the fact that this matter is really sub judice, which means, basically, no adverse, basically, comments or etc. can be really made. So I think we should be mindful of that fact also.
Ongoing public debate on this. Mrinalini, what are your thoughts on this? Where do you think this case is headed? And what do you make of these documents now being circulated about where Priya Sachdev allegedly was when the will was signed?
See, I'm talking from a legal point of view. A will can be signed by anybody at any point of time, and it could be notarized also if at all there is a thing or registration can be done at any point of time. That is what we are talking about, the will. Now, wherever the will is made by the person who is a deceased, correct? So the will is presented by the person who is the executor or who probably could be a beneficiary to get those things done. So where was Priya Sachdev? Does it really matter? What the courts have to test, in my understanding, and I'm subject to correction by my learned panelists there if there is other factual error, is that the court has to consider whether the will is a valid will, whether there has been any fraud or any kind of coercion or anything on this. And thirdly, and more importantly, does the will look very lopsided or it looks very balanced? But that again cannot be the criteria or the discretion of the court for a very simple reason that the courts only have to go by what is written in the will. And today, as you know, with the amendment that has taken place, the probating of the will also now has been done away in cities like Chennai and Kolkata and in Mumbai also, which otherwise we needed to do in cases of immobile properties. So even that has been done away. So I think the role of the court here, whatever may be the drama around the whole thing, is only to see whether is a valid will or it is not a valid will, and that will have to be tested on the touchstone of the evidence and the witnesses and the examinations which are there. Now, these documents which have come up can only give a little bit of color and things like that. The real meat of the matter is what is in the will and how the courts are going to interpret it.
But if it is said allegedly that she says she was in X, but she was actually as per CDRs in Y, then what happens in a case like that?
The will is made by the deceased. The will is made by the deceased, and wherever his wife, his child, his daughter, or whoever may be, has nothing to do with it. Most of the people make their will in absolute secrecy. They may say, okay, I'm going to a particular place, and they may go to some other place and make their will. Whatever may be the case.
Okay, one minute. There's another angle in this. Where is this whole issue, rhythm of who is where? How is it relevant? To the point which Meenakshi raises now, that the will is made by the deceased. Where does Priya come in?
Exactly.
Mrinalini, very good evening. I think all of you making decent points about where a will should be. But today, the twist that Arnab is talking about and what we are debating is a little different. The will has been argued. The case is already now in the Delhi High Court. But what we are looking at on social media is new call data records that are suggesting that she has possibly given the wrong facts in the Delhi High Court on the sworn affidavit. As defendant number one in the case, she's written on a sworn affidavit, and that's the graphics that we were playing out, that as defendant number one, she was present. On the left side, we are showing that she says that on 21st of March 2025, this will was signed. It's a paragraph from that affidavit. 21st of March 2025, when the deceased Sanjay Kapoor signed the will, she says she was present. Now the call data records on the right side of the screen show, in fact, that on the 21st of March, she was not present in fact, Gurgaon. The entire day she had been in Rajokri, apparently where she stays. So this raises a different question, not only about the authenticity of the will, which allegedly is forged, is what has been stated by the lawyers of the other side, which is, of course, for the Delhi High Court to decide, Arnab brightly pointed out. But the larger question here, has she lied on oath? Because then this becomes a case.
But it's a question. I mean, how is the point being made here? Rhythm. It's a question. In social media, you can say a lot of things, but
how does that perjury completely vitiate the will? I'm talking as completely as a lawyer. How does one statement completely vitiate it? Or where she was?
But
No, but
because
if it's a new
I don't know whether
evidence,
it does
The
that.
point
will
is,
be able to-
Mrinalini, see, if now, if a person has given the wrong facts on an affidavit,
Absolutely.
right? And she says, I'm just saying, if she has said that I was present when the will was signed, she need not have said that. It is not germane to her claim. I agree with you. It is not necessary for the beneficiary of a will. A person can sign a will in Delhi and the beneficiary may be in Antarctica. It makes no difference. However, the argument being made is that has she said that she was there when the will was signed? Now that she has said that I was there when the will was signed, is that not giving a wrong information on an affidavit? And if it is therefore wrong information on an affidavit, Prem Rajani, does that have an implication on the case itself?
Hi. So I think on this point, I'll slightly digress to this point that what statement was made to this element right or wrong. Just I'll answer that a little later also. The subject is because I like Ashok transparently mentions the sub judice matter, so we should not speak more on the exact argument the senior counsels in the court.
Yeah.
But just coming back to your point, I'll just take a minute digression. When we have clients of such high profile clients, naturally the process where they make a will, they make a trust, they have appoint law firms, accounting firms, or trust fiduciary companies. There's a long drawn process. The quality of witnesses all matters a lot. Whether it was given to X or to Y, that's something for the testator or the deceased person to decide how he wants to distribute the property. But in this particular transaction, I see none of them happening of that nature. There's not a, I'm not sure whether any law firm was really involved in preparing this particular will, whether it was registered with the sub-register, which is a common practice when the stakes are very high. And we have quality witness. You just don't pick any two random witness. Nothing by law. You can pick anyone for witnesses. But Ashok will also agree that we always pick up a law firm, accounting firm, somebody more responsible to give an affidavit of the validity
So
and the
normally one
presence of
doctor,
the
one
testator.
lawyer is what we normally do.
That's the normal
If we
practice,
advise the
and
clients, yeah.
and
But that is
so
only
they were
to
not really discussing on this matter. Back on the matter when Ranit mentioned that one of the aspects of the particular affidavit being incorrect, perhaps right, I agree with her that it can be overlooked for the larger picture, but this is just one of the very smaller factor point of the location being present in Delhi or Gurgaon. But I see far more than just one statement in the particular affidavit, which should be looked upon or discounted. But I think one has to look at a larger picture of how one would make a will of this particular stake involved. I'll take a break. Somebody else may want to add something.
No, I would just would like to
Is
add,
everything?
Prem,
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
In this
No, go ahead.
aspect, is that the will need not be registered. I mean, it's not mandatory in law that the will has to be registered. All that is required is there should be two witnesses who would have seen the testator, that is the making of the will, and that the testator has signed in front of them. So that is what is.
But again, I ask you this. Sir. I am confused about one thing, sir. If I may come in for a moment, I'm confused about one thing.
Yes.
Why is she saying that the will was signed in her name? Legally speaking,
Yeah, absolutely.
Ashok why is she saying she was present?
Correct. Yeah. So that might
Why
be a
has she
factor
made that part of her affidavit?
that might
Why
be a
has she
factor which will give
mentioned
the
that
plaintiff
at
the
all?
right- Yeah.
Has she
Correct.
been misled? Has Priya Sachdev been misled by someone into making that claim in an affidavit that I was present? How is that material to her claim? Why has she done that? That I was present. You are the beneficiary. Whether you are present, not present is irrelevant. The witnesses have to be present. If it is proved that the witnesses are not, why does she have to say I was present?
Now that is something which we cannot really answer. I mean, her lawyers need to
tell you what, in the what do I say, the excitement or things of bringing out the so-called authenticity, sometimes the I have seen in my profession that people do go overboard and overemphasize and over sort of state certain things which are not necessary to be stated. That is where a person like a lawyer, like the caliber of the lawyer that we have here on this panel right now, are the ones to
Said,
guide.
Meenakshi, leave the documents circulating in social media aside. Let us, Mrinalini, let me disregard that. What is in social media? Let me disregard the call detail records. Let me say that is all a lie. Let me say that is rubbish. That is in social media. It holds no legal claim. Let me take that position that I don't know where she was, which tower, which location. I don't know whether the documents are fake or not. It's circulating. Fine. Forget all of that. Okay. I am only on another point tonight. I forget all this. The CDR controversy telling a completely different story. Let us assume this is all malicious. We are discussing is because it's become an issue, it's trending, it's on social media, obviously a high profile case, it will gather attention. My question is, she has said in her will that the signature of the late Mr. Sanjay Kapoor along with the signatures of the witnesses are duly affixed on the will. Defendant number 1 was also present.
Yeah.
She has said defendant, which means she was an eyewitness to the signing of the will in her interest in the presence of, okay, he loves his wife, he's getting the will signed by eyewitnesses telling his wife that I am giving you everything. This is the claim. Now, first of all, why is she saying that? That, my lord, I was there when the will was signed in which I am a beneficiary. I'm sorry, that is not, I mean, I don't know, has somebody misled her, Mrinalini? Who does this?
But to show the authenticity that I am vouching.
The authenticity when you are the defendant. I'm sorry. Mrinalini, to show the... No, 1 minute. Forget this. Forget the CDR. You are showing the authenticity of the will by saying I, who is benefiting from the will, was there when the document was signed in my interest by my late husband. Now, you have said this. You've added that line. Now you've opened yourself up to questioning. Where were you actually? Were you at a party? Were you what does your call detail record show? Where were you? This issue would not have been an issue had she not made the claim that I was there when it was signed. Has this been a legal mistake by her?
But Ashok would agree that some of them, they overstate the things which are not required. And that is what...
Did she overstate that? No, point being, Mrinalini, you see, it's an Abel Mujhe Maar situation. You have gone and overstated that I, defendant number 1, categorically say I was present when the will was signed by my late husband, putting it in my name in front of these so-and-so lawyers. Why are you saying that? Has someone misled her,
only lawyers can answer that. It will, I mean, for us to state something on this topic. And Arnab, there is
stating anything. I'm just saying that now that this issue has come up, it's just a commonsensical question.
Yeah. No, just one major point. The CDR records actually are not accessible to third parties or members of the public. Now it will be a point of how will be the plaintiff able to prove as to how the CDR records were obtained by whoever has obtained them and put on the the social platforms. So it will be a
social media. A lot of things circulate on social media. It gets picked up. Maybe it has no relevance.
But that authenticity will have to be proved ultimately.
Authenticity cannot be proven.
So if we assume that the plaintiff would file an application for admission of the CDR records as part of evidence, then they will have to actually prove that it is authentic or get an order directing the authorities, the telecom TRAI authorities to produce those records. That is my take on this.
We do not know how they have come because this is still not tested. And Ashok, as you rightly said, that this is still matters are sub judice. It's for the courts to decide. So it may not be appropriate for all of us on this as the lawyers to really, sort of get into it to fix any kind of a situation. But I think what Arnab is trying to say is that what could be the motive? I think it's a very general question. That what could be a motive is what he's trying to ask us by stating this or overstating some of the things. I think
the point I'm making, Mrinalini, is if you look at it, I am not a lawyer, I don't know, but it appears to me, you people are the big lawyers here. It appears to me that Priya Sachdev has overstated her case to start with.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
As
Yes.
someone misled her to doing that.
Yes. Yes. Misled her. Yes.
Perhaps
Lawyer, somebody's putting this up for her.
Overstating is not advised by lawyers. Lawyers always say that it is better to be very factual and not overstate. Better to understate and then make an amendment if required.
Overstate, if you overstate, then you are subject to questioning.
Yes.
Somebody's going to find holes in your argument.
Yes, of course.
I don't know, I think so.
But there is one more thing that the court is also going to be looking at, like the lawyers also said, Arnab, there has to be an application in the court for the call data records to be made public. It's possible, even if not public, it has to be placed before them so that the courts can, in their wisdom, decide what needs to be done. Because the larger question now, Mrinali and Ashok, will become, was the document at all executed? If possibly there is an allegation now that the eyewitnesses could be lying. That's the bigger question that this could lead to, which the courts have to, in their wisdom now, examine.
Yeah, I guess Prem, last word to you, Prem.
In fact, in my view, one statement may require them to look at all the statements with a microscope.
I tell you one thing. My feeling is that it's a bit of a catch-22, Mrinalini's lawyers put this in that she was present. Yeah. Now they'd be regretting, why did we say she was physically present? It would have made no difference whether she was in Honolulu or present there.
Innocuous statement.
If Mrinalini had been the lawyer, she would not have allowed it, I think. Okay.
It always asks, it's better to understate than overstate.
Well, don't overstate, you have nothing to defend. Understate is the lesson lawyers are taught. Somebody's made a mistake here. I thank you very much. This is quite interesting, is all I'll say. I'll just be understated in saying that rather than overstate myself in that this is all very interesting. Now at 9 p.m. tonight, I'll tell you why I support the government when it says that this 10-minute delivery should stop. This 10-minute delivery. I don't know who does it. Blinkit, Swiggy, Zepto. Why are people in such a hurry? Who makes money by forcing gig workers to deliver that parcel to you in 10 minutes? Is it practical? Does it threaten the lives of people? Or is it completely exploitative? I think it is completely exploitative and totally unnecessary. Details when I'm back.
Quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
थोड़े में ज़्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा और मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू always.
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
icy cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean are getting hot, and how? The United States, in an overnight operation, has seized 2 oil tankers, one in the North Atlantic near Iceland, the other one near the Caribbean Sea. The one caught or seized near Iceland is Russia flagged, and the one that's caught near the Caribbean Sea was apparently a shadow tanker, a dark tanker carrying Venezuelan oil to China. Now, both the tankers were carrying Venezuelan oil, which is sanctioned by the United States. There is an embargo. It's interesting and a little curious how the 2 tankers could leave such heavily guarded waters, which are guarded both by the US Coast Guard and the US.
Sir, can we ask you a couple of questions on your relationship and the agricultural land that you had bought along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra? We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? CC Thampi, we've asked you several questions and wanted to ask you about your land dealings.
Big win for India's gig workers. Centre asks 10-minute apps to drop the deadline. No more 10-minute delivery. Debating at 9 p.m.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. I don't know who these companies are, which gives them the right to do whatever the hell they want. Ladies and gentlemen, to have this 10-minute delivery made into a corporate profit-making structure is unforgivable. They are all competing with each other, I'm told. Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, I don't care less. I couldn't care less. But if these companies are trying to say that we'll deliver at your doorstep in 10 minutes today, there's nothing to stop these people from saying we'll deliver in 5 minutes today or we'll deliver in 1 minute today. For these people, it is a race to the bottom as far as ethics of this whole 10-minute delivery, 5-minute delivery, 15-minute delivery are concerned. These companies pay very little to the gig workers. They know, more importantly, whichever these companies are, we must all investigate this, which companies are. I'm told Blinkit is one of them. What is this Blinkit? Zepto. And we call all these people who run these companies Zomato. We call people who run these companies to be tech whiz kids. They're not tech whiz kids. What is being a tech whiz kid? In creative situation where you deliver food. Piyush Goyal is absolutely right. These people claim they are unicorns and all that, but what is the great commitment these people have to this country? These people, I mean these companies, who make a lot of money and then who give minimal wages to gig workers and then tell these people that you deliver it in 10 minutes. Can you imagine? I asked people here today, people like this fellow, what's his name? Deepinder Goyal. Apparently, he runs a company with a market capitalization of 2.67 lakh crore. I don't know whether that is true. I'm told he has 55% market share. I don't know. These are all claims that are made by these companies. And he says, don't worry, I'm not overworking the gig workers. My question to Deepinder Goyal is, does he also do this 10-minute delivery? Now they say, no, there is no 10-minute timer or countdown on the delivery app. And then claims that we are doing 10-minute delivery because our stores are closer to our customers. I'm asking you, Dipinder Goyal, you go around with something attached to your head these days, I'm told. Some strange thing that you're testing on yourself. You have time to do all that. And why do you have the time to do all that? Because there are people, these gig workers who do these deliveries. You are saying that I am only driving 16 kilometers an hour. I don't care less. The fact of the matter is, Dipinder Goyal and all you Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy and Zomato types, why are you talking about 10-minute delivery? It's a race to the bottom. Somebody will say 9.5-minute delivery. Somebody will say 9-minute delivery. You are doing the brand messaging. You're creating a situation where we are being selfish in our attitude. You're being selfish. You're making money with huge valuations and then going around doing whatever you want and preaching and saying you want to give back to society. You don't want to give back to society. You want to give back to society, then stop this 10-minute delivery, time-bound delivery. Why did you use it in your branding? My question to Blinkit and Zepto is, why did you use it in your branding? Did you ever think about the person who's under pressure to deliver in 10 minutes? Did you think of the person who can get into an accident on that two-wheeler? Did you think of the families of these people? Did you think of other people who can get into accidents because of these gig workers? You see, viewers, these companies are becoming totally exploitative. They want to give cool clothes, good branding, like this stuff, 10-minute delivery, kind of jumper dresses, and then they want to appear cool, and then they say that, we are one among the people. Then one of these days, these billionaire owners of these companies will say, I am a gig worker for a day. You're not a gig worker for the day. Stop acting. Stop acting. You're as much a gig worker as Shah Rukh Khan is a commando. It's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. It is so wrong. This gig economy is not facilitating the livelihood of gig workers. It is exploiting them. Startups which are delivering food are not a great contribution to the country's innovation or thinking. We can very well do without them. But if you want to create a situation where you say, I'll get you grocery within 10 minutes, I would like to ask you, how much are you paying that person who is risking his life to give grocery in 10 minutes? Are you giving them a share of your income? If you're asking them to have employment without rights, if you're telling them that this is my branding and in this country I can exploit people to the extent I need, as long as the person on the other side does not complain and has signed up for the service, then my question is clearly, ladies and gentlemen, how much money does a delivery worker get? Is it 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000? Some people are saying that it's around 22,000, 25,000. For 25,000 rupees a month, you ask people to risk their life? Absolutely unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm glad this issue has been raised. I'm happy that Raghav Chadda has raised this issue. I'm happy that the government has picked up on this issue. But I would like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want to have a real argument, then we must call people like Dipinder Goyal, the founder of Zomato, into our studio. I'm going to send a letter to him because he's being such a spokesperson for these people. And it's not cool, Dipinder, to do what you're doing and then say, no, it's fine. Your assumption that what you think is fine so that you can continue to increase your valuation is not the right way of looking at it. No more 10 minutes, we say. And I request all of you, the viewers, to also rise up against these companies and please tell your family members, please tell others that let's stop exploiting these people. You don't create a situation. And even if you say, no, it's fine, somebody wants to be a permanent employee and therefore they are agreeing. The question is, did that person have a choice? We are in a country where still there is so much unemployment. And there are a lot of people out there who will say that we have pain, we have misery. We know we are being used. We know we are risking our lives. We know we are stressed. Does it not cause not just physical hardship, but mental stress to a delivery worker to get you that pizza in 10 minutes? Put yourself in the shoes of that gig worker. Dipinder Goyal, Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, whichever companies are doing it. Put yourself in the shoes of that gig worker and say, what will happen if biryani is delivered in 15 minutes and not 10? What will happen? You want to create a situation where you say, I have a market advantage over a retail a retail company, because people are very lazy nowadays. They would want the pizza in 10 minutes. They don't care if somebody dies delivering that pizza. I would tell you, people care. I'm happy that Blinkit, I'm told, has stopped its 10-minute delivery branding. But to Blinkit, I will say branding is not the point. Make a statement saying that you will not do it and open yourself up for questioning. Blinkit, Swiggy, Zomato, and Zepto cannot get away with this. They have to tell us why they did it. Because if there is no other value addition that you are providing apart from the time of the delivery, the time work of the delivery, I want to ask these people, Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, what study did they do after which they came up with this 10-minute delivery scheme? Which study did you do that? And don't fool us. Don't say, oh, I'm close by, I've set up such a hub and spoke model that I'll get you the biryani in 2 minutes. It's not true. Is there anything written that if a delivery is from a place more than 1.5 kilometers away, then it can be, because it will take time to deliver to your home. Assume 4-5 minutes for the transit within your residence welfare association or within your building. Would you then say effectively the time for travel is 5 minutes? Despite the traffic, despite the roundabouts, despite the time, you still are promising a 10-minute delivery? And viewers, please do not fall prey to these quick commerce companies which are doing this. Tell them to stop. Refuse them. Reject them. Make them sensitive. Ladies and gentlemen, it's easy to build valuation without empathy. Let's stop doing it. Let's debate.
For years, India's quick commerce giants sold one promise: speed. 10 minutes, no excuses, no delays. But the promise came at a cost, pushing riders to race, rush, and risk their safety on the roads. Gig workers across India protested. From Telangana to major metros, riders demanded dignity, fair pay, safer working conditions.
अभी हमारी तो मांग यही है कि हमारे पैसे थोड़े बढ़ाए जाएं। जो हमारे 4.5 किलोमीटर 5 किलोमीटर के 20 रुपए दिए जाते हैं, उस पर थोड़ा ध्यान दिया जाए।
नहीं, प्रेशर तो होता ही है 10 मिनट में, बट डिलीवरी तो नहीं हो पाएगी। 10 मिनट में कैसे पहुंचेगा आदमी?
हम जल्दी के चक्कर में जाते हैं, रेड लाइट भी तोड़ते हैं रूल्स, और हाँ, चालान भी भरते हैं, और वही 50 रुपए 60 रुपए के चक्कर में अपना नुकसान भी करवा लेते हैं। तो उसमें क्या कह सकते हैं हम?
Amid rising concerns, the Union Labour Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia has stepped in. Following the intervention, Blinkit has removed its 10-minute delivery claim from all platforms. Others are backing off too. No more rigid delivery deadlines. In response, the government has proposed a major welfare move. Gig workers may soon get access to central social security schemes, health cover, and accidental insurance. This is more than just a rollback of a marketing slogan. It is a warning to platforms built on pressure that speed cannot come at the cost of human lives.
I haven't heard of a more stupid and exploitative thing ever. Stupid, exploitative, unreal, profit-seeking, empathy-less, mad, crazy idea than 10-minute delivery. If you leave these people to it, let me tell you, Sushil, they will promise 5-minute delivery, 2-minute delivery, 1-minute delivery. They won't care about the red light, challans, accidents, people dying, injured. They don't give a damn. Valuation. They have to build a subscriber base, you see. They have to go back to their American or Korean or God knows what investors and say, see, this is how things happen in India. There are so many people to exploit. And then these people will say, fantastic, well done. And then we will call these people, Sushil, on forums and say, these are the tech whiz kids of India. What hogwash, whiz kids. No, Sushil, this is, I'm so happy this is happening. I'm opening the lines. I'm telling you today, these are not cool tech whiz kids. These are people who have mastered the art of exploiting the poor. And let me tell you, to the middle class and upper middle class, that wants its pizza delivered in 8 minutes and 10 minutes, think of the lives at stake. Piyush is on the call. Call in today. Reject these companies for doing what they are doing. And I'm saying, where is the compensation? Where is the compensation on these companies for the damage they've already done? And then you want to say, I'll wear this thing on my head. What is the damage done? I am the new Elon Musk. I am going to test something, chip on my head. I am a whiz kid. Rubbish, you're not. You're not. Open the lines. Piyush is going first. Piyush. I'm welcoming everyone. Subhranshu Singh, fantastic voice from the world of business and marketing. And Sanjay Gaba, All India Gig and Platform Workers Union. Piyush Joshi, national spokesperson AAP. Lokesh Jindal leans to the right these days. Sushil Kedia of Kedianomics and Manish Bariyar is on the debate. Piyush, you're first. You're first.
There are two. Yeah, thank you so much, Arnab, for having me on such an important debate. There are 2 points that I take forward from this particular topic of yours. One is that it takes a Aam Aadmi MP for people to understand that what this 10 minutes fiasco means for those people who are trying to earn their daily wages or daily bread through hard working, through signal jumping and whatnot. So bravo to Raghav Chadha for bringing this issue to the forefront, for speaking so ardently and so strongly in favor of those who can't speak for themselves. Number two, where is that clear-cut e-commerce, business guidelines? Unless and until the government fixes those accountabilities, unless and until the government forms a law for the functioning of those e-commerce companies, we are always going to see the exploitation one way or the
whatever
other.
the hell they want to do. It took a nationwide strike by the gig workers platform. And earlier, before that, the government did not say the gig workers are doing a good thing.
Because the government is counting the gig workers as the job creation. The prime minister at the highest of the state from the Lal Killa has mentioned that the gig economy is contributing to the India's bright picture of economy. So that's the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister for employment generation. That he is counting all the gig workers.
Is it contributing? Is it contributing only into the pockets of those who are exploiting the gig workers with their big valuations? We have a big debate on lots of callers tonight. I have Lokesh.
On 9th of December, when the labor code was enacted, was basically put into action. Over there were clear-cut guidelines for gig workers. Social security welfare schemes were announced, social protections were introduced, and conditions were laid down. Sir, get your facts correct. In the labor code,
it was just similar to the internship scheme of the Honorable Prime Minister.
Allow me to complete.
It is similar to the internship
The minimum
scheme.
wages
What
were
happened
to be
those
applied
interns?
for the gig workers. They were to be.
Well, it doesn't happen this way, bhai. It doesn't happen this way. Where is the guideline for the e-commerce companies?
I don't understand. One minute. Now I don't understand. So why doesn't the Blinkit fellows and all Zepto come here and talk about this? They're happy to go everywhere else. We present these people as some innovative people. They're just made money. Come on, Lokesh, listen. 1 minute, Lokesh, listen. I want to know from Blinkit that, dear Blinkit, do you now solemnly swear that you will never try to implement directly or indirectly a 10-minute rule? Will you therefore say that we care for the safety of the gig workers? We are no longer in the 10-minute delivery business. This statement must come out. Sushil, this statement has to come out. It has not come out. There's no way they can avoid. Sushil, yeah. Open up.
I have one simple question. If 10 minutes is too risky, then is 20 safe or 30 safe or 1 hour safe? And who's going to decide it? I think the best decision is the marketplace. If insurance policy premia for gig workers have not gone up,
have not 10 minutes, marketplace, okay, 1 minute. Sushil, this is a strange argument. Suppose the market says
Instead
why
of
blame the
appealing to
market
emotion,
here? You
you
should
have
not. No, no.
appealed
One
to
minute.
reason.
One. It's like saying. I'll tell you. It's like saying that you won't die having cocaine once. You might die having an overdose of cocaine. Whether or not the overdose of cocaine is allowed
No, Arnab,
depends
that
on
is an
market
overstretched
conditions.
example.
Allow me to
That's an
complete.
overstretched
Why don't we
example.
legitimize?
Let's
Why
stick to
don't we
the- let's
legitimize
stick
the
to the
sale
point.
of cocaine
Let's stick to the point
depending
and
on
answer
market
simple question.
conditions? There may be a market demand for cocaine.
Arnab, that's a bad example.
It's a
overstretching
perfect
things.
example. It's a perfect
No,
example. You
no,
are telling people,
no.
you are telling people
Cocaine has
become
an
lazy,
addictive element, so
sit there because you don't have two legs to go and buy cabbage from the market. And you
Cocaine
want
has
to
a
get it,
addictive element,
you want
so
to get
these
it in 10
statistics
minutes
do
at
not
home.
in the case of
So does
cocaine.
10-minute delivery. That
The
also
simple
gets
question should
addictive.
be answered. If 10 minutes
Subranshu
is
is on.
dangerous,
Subranshu.
will 20 minutes be safe?
Look, Arnab,
Will 30
I think
minutes be safe?
we are
And who
discussing two
decides it?
separate things here. One is this whole issue of 10 minutes delivery. And as you said earlier, why not 7? Why not 5? And as this gentleman is saying, why not 20? I think we don't need to look at it as a process which is designed by hub and spoke, by algorithms to facilitate that transfer. I have several issues with this 10-minute business. If anybody has been out in our cities and seen the traffic situation, seen the kind of infrastructure that we have at this time, and also the rush that happens during peak hours when order volumes are swelling up, it is quite clear one brand or many brands compelling proposition is somebody else's compulsion. Secondly, this hardwired extremity of 10 minutes, when you compel people to look at you, your differentiator is speed, it is no longer a privilege, it is a consumer prerogative. But actually, what's happening is this is very smartly designed risk transfer protocol from the affluent to the poor. So your compelling proposition is actually that poor gig workers' compulsion. And to this gentleman, I would say, in many ways, 10 minutes does become addictive because people have the money to pay for it. And then there is somebody on a scooty.
There was a video.
Right.
First of all, Subhranshu, we have to establish
in this
here.
country should decide that it is not 10 minutes and 20 minutes is safe. And how do we come to a 20-minute or a 30-minute is safe? Who will decide for that? Do you want to shut
Make
down
it
this
1 minute.
website?
No, who's stopping you? Make it 1 minute. I show a video tonight. 1 minute. There's a video.
No,
This
if
video
1
on the
minute is
right hand
not
side of
viable,
your
it is not being
screen
done.
is that of a Swiggy delivery man
10
who
minutes
fell
is
off a
viable.
moving train.
They are doing-
A Swiggy delivery man falls off a moving train while attempting to get down from it after a food handover goes wrong at a short haul railway station. A video of this incident goes viral on social media, is put on Instagram, and the Swiggy delivery partner is losing balance and falling off with the front of the body taking the full impact of the fall. Visuals have left people shaken. This is what we are doing. This is what we are allowing. We want to exploit poor people. We want to exploit people who need jobs. We become a selfish country. We want our pizza. We don't care if the person dies delivering it. This is absolute madness.
Intuitive that
Absolute madness going on in our country.
Should we ask Domino's to stop the 30-minute guarantee? Because it takes 20 minutes to
pressure.
Yes.
Domino's
No,
has
no,
been successfully doing it. Domino's
Listen
has
to
been
me.
successfully
10
doing
minutes
it for
is
20
mad.
years without a single life having been lost.
10 minutes is mad. Has Domino's done 10-minute delivery? Has Domino's...
Yeah,
1 minute.
Domino's promises 30
Subhranshu,
minutes
everyone.
delivery
Has
and it takes 20
Domino's...
minutes to make
1
a
minute.
pizza.
Don't shout, Sushil. I can also shout. Has Domino's asked for 10-minute delivery? And if 10-minute delivery is so easy, why has Domino's not asked for it till now? I mean, you guys know it's a laughing matter, no, Sushil, because you're a... Because rich people like you don't care.
But in the case of a Blinkit, it's a pre-packaged item that has to be just put in a bag in 1 minute. So effectively, on-road time of a Domino's delivery boy and a Blinkit delivery boy is only 8 minutes. You can see, please order pizza from Domino's tomorrow or tonight, and you'll see on the app.
Go to Sanjay Gaba. Sanjay from Palwal. Sanjay Gaba. Sanjay, can you hear me? आपको आवाज आ रही है संजय?
आवाज आ रही है।
संजय जी ये बोल रहे हैं कि क्या बड़ी बात है 10 मिनट की डिलीवरी में इतना प्रॉब्लम क्यों, इतना हाहाकार क्यों बना के रखा है आप लोगों ने? Why have you made it a big deal?
सबसे पहले इतना गंभीर मुद्दा उठाने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। देखिए, हम एक ऐसे माहौल में आ चुके हैं कि 31 दिसंबर की रात को एक जोमेटो और ये लोग बिरयानी कितना पूरे देश में डिलीवरी कर दिया वो काउंटिंग बता देते हैं, लेकिन वो बिरयानी बांटने के लिए, डिलीवरी करने के लिए कितना गिग वर्कर का एक्सीडेंट हुआ वो कोई नहीं बताता है। और उसके ऊपर अभी सज्जन सुनने को तैयार नहीं है, शाउटिंग से उस बात का हल नहीं निकलना है।
डेटा कितने लोगों का एक्सीडेंट हुआ है?
रुकिए देखिए
लेट मी लिसन टू संजय गाबा ना।
हम चिल्ला चिल्ला के हल नहीं निकलेगा। मैं कुछ दिखाना भी चाह रहा हूं अभी आपको, रुकिए मेरे को 2 मिनट का समय दीजिए। उसके बाद एक्सीडेंट तो हो रहे हैं, रॉन्ग साइड भी जा रहे हैं, हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड भी हो रहे हैं। डाटा आपके सामने इसलिए नहीं आ रहा है कि आप आने देना नहीं चाहते हैं। आज एक गरीब आदमी घर से निकलता है, 15 घंटे काम करता है, 16 घंटे काम करता है, उसके बाद वो जेब में क्या लेकर के जा रहा है, उसके साथ 10 मिनट का जो उसके ऊपर मांग।
अगर इनकी सबकी ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस है, इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से जाइए और डेटा निकालिए कितने एक्सीडेंट्स के क्लेम हुए हैं। बिना डेटा के आप खाली इमोशनल बातें कर रहे हैं। बिना डेटा के आप सिर्फ
अरे ये देखिए इमोशनल बातें कर रहे हैं। ये देखिए ब्लिंकिट की चोरी देखिए, ये चोर कंपनी ब्लिंकिट देखिए, ये 30 ऑर्डर का 15 घंटे गिग वर्कर काम करता है और एक स्टेशन पे 1181 रुपया उसको दिया गया। ये देखिए दूसरा देखिए, उसी के 2 किलोमीटर के दायरे में आप बात करते हैं 28 ऑर्डर डिलीवरी है 13 घंटे में।
दूसरी बात पे चले गए, पहले एक्सीडेंट
संजय गाबा 1 मिनट आई वांट संजय गाबा। मैं चाहता हूं कि संजय गाबा अपना डेटा विदाउट इंटरप्शन दिखाए। फर्स्ट 1 मिनट हम सब लोग चुप रहेंगे थोड़ी देर के लिए। देखिए संजय गाबा दिखा रहे हैं। संजय गाबा जी आप क्या दिखा रहे हैं, विदाउट इंटरप्शन दिखाइए और थोड़ा सा समझा के दिखाइए, क्योंकि इस इशू के डिटेल्स के बारे में लोगों को पता नहीं है। ये दुख की बात है हमारे देश में, सबको पिज्जा 9 मिनट में चाहिए। उसके बाद कितने एक्सीडेंट्स हुए उसका बैक स्टोरी कोई जानता नहीं है, कोई जानना चाहता भी नहीं है। आप दिखाइए और कोई इंटरप्ट ना करे संजय गाबा को प्लीज।
मैं अभी 2 बातें आपको बताऊंगा सर, 2 बातें। देखिए मुझे बोलने दीजिए,
2 मिनट रुक जाओ, शुभ्रांशु रुक जाओ।
ये एक झंडे वाला जगह है दिल्ली में, वहां पे जो ब्लिंकिट का हब है, हमारे एक राइडर ने एक दिन में 15 घंटे में 30 बुकिंग की थी। देखिए 30, और उसको मिला है 1181 रुपया 1181। ये सामने है 15 घंटे का 1181 रुपया। और उसके 2 किलोमीटर आगे, 2.5 किलोमीटर आगे दरियागंज में भी इनका हब है। वहां पर क्या हुआ था, 3 दिन पहले झगड़ा करके लड़कों ने स्ट्राइक कर दी थी, तो ये थोड़ा डर गए थे। तो वहां पर देखिए 13 घंटे में उसी काम के कम डिलीवरी करने पे, कम चक्कर मारने पे इन्होंने 2050 रुपया दिया है। 2050 रुपया, 28 डिलीवरी, 13 घंटे काम, और 1181 रुपया 15 घंटे काम और 30 डिलीवरी। ये क्या है? ये क्या? ये तो आपके सामने मैं प्रूफ दे रहा हूं ना। आप
मतलब हर डिलीवरी के कितने पैसे?
सर ये मुश्किल से मुश्किल यहाँ तो मिला है 35 रुपया। जो जिसने 15 घंटे काम किया मुश्किल से 35 रुपया, और जिसने काम किया है 13 घंटे,
उसके अंदर जो पेट्रोल या डीजल, स्कूटर मेंटेनेंस, उसका फ्यूल कौन देता है?
अपना।
तो कितना पैसा बनता है उनका दिन का?
मुश्किल से 600 रुपया कमा ले तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। इसके बाद वही 2 किलोमीटर आगे, 2 किलोमीटर आगे
रुपए बनते हैं। मगर दीपिंदर गोयल, 1 मिनट, और ये सब कंपनीज करती है? कौन सी कंपनीज करती है? 10 मिनट वाली
डाटा दे रहा हूं मैं, ब्लिंकिट दिखा रहा हूं।
10 मिनट वाला डिलीवरी कौन सी कंपनी, कितने कंपनीज करते हैं? कौन से कंपनीज करते हैं?
अभी ये ब्लिंकिट सबसे ज्यादा इसमें आगे आया हुआ है, बिग बास्केट भी है, ये लोग सब करते हैं 10 मिनट का। इसके साथ एक मैं आपके सामने बहुत गंभीर बात और बताना चाहता हूं। अभी हमने एक स्ट्राइक की हुई है कलकत्ता अलीपुर में ब्लिंकिट की। 140 लड़के वहां नौकरी करते हैं, 7 लड़कों को इन्होंने एक हफ्ता पहले बाहर निकाल दिया। हम रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि उनकी कोई गलती नहीं है, उन्हें वापस ले लो। हमने वहां स्ट्राइक करी, आपको हैरानी होगी 7 लड़कों को वापस नहीं लेना, ब्लिंकिट ने वहां पर स्टोरी बंद कर दी है।
दीपिंदर गोयल कहते हैं, ये जोमेटो के मालिक है, ये कहते हैं कि एवरेज डिलीवरी पार्टनर सिर्फ ऑन जोमेटो वर्क्स 38 डेज इन अ ईयर एंड 7 आवर्स पर वर्किंग डे, मतलब दिन में 7 घंटे।
वो रोटी भी नहीं खा पाएगा साहब।
वो ये भी कहते
अपना
हैं
दिन
कि
में
ये कहते हैं सिर्फ 2%, 2.3% पार्टनर है जो 250 दिन का काम करते हैं, यानी कि सब लोग पार्ट टाइम काम करते हैं, ऐसे बोल रहे हैं।
नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, हमारे पास पूरा डाटा है, हमारे पास एक एक चीज है। ये बिल्कुल गलत बोल रहे हैं, पार्ट टाइम बहुत कम लोग हैं।
गोयल कहते हैं कोई 10 मिनट का टाइमर नहीं है, सब गलत है कह रहे हैं।
नहीं गलत, अभी मान लीजिए किसी ने सुबह से शाम तक नौकरी किया 8 घंटा, उसके बाद शाम को 3 घंटा एक्स्ट्रा है, ऐसे लड़के भी हैं, मैं मना नहीं कर रहा हूं, लेकिन वो बहुत कम है। 10% मुश्किल के ना के बराबर होंगे, 10%। तो आपके माध्यम से अभी आपके बता रहा हूं कि 7 लड़कों को नौकरी पे वापस नहीं रखना, पूरा का पूरा स्टोर बंद करने की तैयारी कर दी है अलीपुर में, कलकत्ता में। ये तो मैं अभी करंट आज की बात बता रहा हूं आपको। मैं, हमारे लड़के वहां स्ट्राइक पर बैठे हैं कि भाई हमको न्याय दे दो, हमको रोटी दे दो, हमको काम दे दो। हम अच्छा, अब अभी इनके अधिकारी जाके वहां धमकाते हैं।
मगर
कभी
संजय
पुलिस
जी,
को
ये
बुला
लोग
लेंगे।
कहते हैं कि आपका कोई कांग्रेस पार्टी से कनेक्शन है, आप कांग्रेस की ओर से बात कर रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल,
आप कांग्रेस के भी नेता हैं, ये कहिए सच है? थोड़ा मैं सर आप सबको मतलब देखिए, बुरा ना माने, मैं थोड़ी सीधी बात करने
आपने
वाला
जड़ पे
आदमी
हाथ
हूँ।
रख दिया।
मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि ये जड़ की जो इश्यू है, इश्यू गलत है, मगर क्या थोड़ी सी राजनीति भी इसमें आ चुकी है?
बहुत
सर
सारी।
मैं सबसे, अच्छा देखिए बोलने दीजिए। सबसे पहले सर मैं ट्रेड यूनियन का आदमी हूं और मेरे 40 यूनियन मैं देश में रन करता हूं। मनरेगा की यूनियन, कंस्ट्रक्शन की यूनियन, हॉस्पिटल की यूनियन, ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर की यूनियन, और वर्ल्ड वाइड में इस पे काम करता हूं। वर्ल्ड में भी मैं इसमें आना जाना मेरा रहता है। आईएलओ के साथ में काम करता
आना
हूं।
जाना वर्ल्ड में कहाँ पे आना जाना होता है?
मैं अभी मनीला होकर के आया हूँ गिग वर्कर के लिए। मैं 5 दिन का सेमिनार अटेंड करके आया हूँ आईएलओ का।
आप बुरा ना माने, मैं व्यक्तिगत सवाल नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ। संजय जी जरा बताइए मुझे, आपके आपके इनकम का सोर्स क्या है?
सर मेरा अपना कारोबार भी है। मैं अपना,
कौन सा
मेरा
कारोबार है
पुराना
आपका?
हम लोग मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं किचन यूटेंसिल्स की।
किसकी?
किचन यूटेंसिल्स।
किचन यूटेंसिल। तो आप कितना वेतन देते हैं अपने वर्कर्स को?
हम मिनिमम वेज, पूरा का पूरा ईएसआई, पीएफ, एक एक चीज हमारे यहाँ कभी भी इस मामले में मेरे पास
आप
350
जरा
आदमी।
मुझे जरा क्लियरली बताए, मतलब महीने के कितने 40-50 हजार रुपए तो देते होंगे मिनिमम वर्कर को आप?
1 लाख रुपया देते होंगे तो।
हमारे सर सुनिए ना, देखिए हमारे पास जो वर्कर है 35,000 रुपया से लेकर 65,000 रुपया तक का वर्कर है। और उसके बाद हमारे पास जो हमारे पास हाईली पेड
Mr. Goswami, I have a humble question here. In a country like India, where BComs and MComs are struggling for 5 years to find an employment of 12,000 a month, if untrained, unskilled workers without education are openly stating कि हमें तो सिर्फ 18,000 मिलता है, तो ये यूनियनबाजी हो रही है या ये गिग वर्कर्स की रोजी रोटी बंद करवा दोगे? हर यूनियनबाजी में और स्ट्राइक में यही होता है।
आर्गुमेंट है मनीष, इनकी आर्गुमेंट है शुभ्रांशु, नहीं इनका आपका आर्गुमेंट मैं समझ गया। योर आर्गुमेंट इज बेटर समथिंग दैट नथिंग। आपको एक्सप्लॉइट किया जा रहा है, मगर याद रखिए, अगर मैं आपको 18,000 20,000 रुपए नहीं दूं, आपको नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी, वो भी तो एक्सप्लॉइटेशन है। Something's going wrong with this. Let me get that Dipinder Goyal on the phone. Get him on the phone. Get this Dipinder on the phone. Get Dipinder, the Zepto fellow. Should we get, ladies and gentlemen, the nation wants to know. Should I get the Dipinder, Zepto, Swiggy guys on the phone? Should they pick up the phone? Should they pick up the phone when I call them? Call Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto, Blinkit, Big Basket. Call everyone tonight. And if they don't call, I'll give them empty chairs tomorrow. Manish.
Yeah. Good evening to you and all my co-panelists. So I could not really hear everything, but 2 points which I heard right at the beginning. One was someone from Khas Admi Party. You know, somebody's marriage, 50 lakh, I heard that 10 lakh rupees per day rooms were booked. And that person has audacity to really talk about all these things. I think last time's budget also, if you look at Arnab, the government did a lot of things for gig workers. From government side, I think it is very clear they want to regulate this industry. They want to ensure that the workers are taken care of, whether it is their health or their protection. And I think there are slew of measures that have come from the government side to ensure that gig workers do contribute to the economy. But at the same time, I think it is also very important to consider that the goose should not be killed. And that's my only argument, that the sustainability of these platforms. Now, I'm not for exploitation for sure, but nobody in India is for exploitation. I would also like to, just for a food for thought to you, Arnab, that even, and it is not personal to you, but even in journalism, why 24 into 7 news? Are the stingers not exploited? Are they given anything? I know thousands of stingers all over the country. They are gig workers. And you have now a lot of paid workers, pretty intelligent people. They are freelancers. They are also gig workers. So everything is not so negative as it is being discussed. There's a lot of positive aspect of it. But I think a good balance between what gig workers are doing and a lot of protection to them is important.
Manish, you're trying too hard to defend Blinkit. But I ask you, as a politician, why are you trying to defend Blinkit?
No, not at all. Right. Anybody who exploits any workers, I'm against it. But at the same time, I would definitely speak for Indian economy. It is contributing to the growth of Indian economy. It gives number of jobs.
One minute. It is okay. So you are saying, listen. Manish, 1 minute. Don't link Indian economy to this. I'm sorry. I don't agree with this argument at all.
I think it's a larger issue.
1 minute. See. Tell me one thing. Will it contribute? 1 minute. Sanjay ji, one question. Will it contribute less to the Indian economy if you remove the 10-minute rule? And as far as the valuation is, the beneficiary of the valuation when these companies go public, some are already listed, are their investors and people who put seed capital, Series A, Series B, Series D. Do you think the government of India is making the money? No. Are you telling me Ministry of Commerce has invested in these companies? No. Why are you benefiting? Why are you fighting for the private equity companies? आपको क्या फायदा मिलता है private equity companies को पैसा मिलता है तो Piyush is on the debate. Piyush.
My dear friend from the Bharatiya Janata Party, what he calls is audacity, I call courage. That's the difference of opinion. That the issues of the common man of India should always be raised in material of what my financial status is. So, for Manish to question who is raising the question, you are diverting from the fact where the question, sir, I did not interrupt you. Have the courage to listen, sir. Have the courage to listen to my audacity. Sir, have the courage to listen to my audacious attitude, not my audacious opinion. Sir, that's the problem. That's the problem. Sir, I did not interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. Why are you heckling me?
Just like that.
Sir, you are on a sticky wicket, and that's what is bothering you.
They have the courage to really come up here and talk in
the form a guideline, sir.
The government has done everything.
Sir, I did not interrupt you. I understand you are on a sticky wicket. I understand you are cornered because you can't form guidelines. So allow me to complete my point now.
I think then you have a lack of understanding. Last year in budget,
why are you so rattled?
India last time.
Well, you don't have facts to back you up, sir. So why are you so rattled? Allow me to make my limited point. That's all I'm saying.
On the contrary, you are rattled. Because I exposed you have all those ceasefire and all that. All this
you cannot continuously interrupt me or I won't let you speak as well, sir.
What did you do in Delhi for gig workers? You did nothing.
Sir, what are we debating today?
Moralistic lecture out here.
That's the classical problem with all the BJP supporters, when you can't find facts to support your argument, you engage in whataboutery.
That one day you will take a bike and move around. You cannot
keep on interrupting non-stop. Whenever you are wanting to debate Punjab, I debate Punjab. Whenever you want to debate Aam Aadmi Party's audacity, I debate Aam Aadmi Party's audacity or courage, or your lack of courage for speaking the truth. So now, right now, we are debating what is important. Why you are not forming a proper guideline? Why you are not forming a proper guideline that this should be the speed limit? Why you are going back on all the decisions that you have taken in the past?
Manish, let's. I've got a lot of callers. I've got a lot of callers. I'll get Subhranshu on, but before that, I want to make a quick point here tonight. See, obviously, the Zomato fellows are wrong and the people speaking for the safety of gig workers are right. Now the government has to decide whether it has to support Zomato or the people. I am saying, okay, if Sanjay Gaba, if he's from Congress, I've asked him, is it because you're from Congress that you are against the government? Why did you not talk about these things when the Congress was in power? Did you ever speak? By the way, have you ever asked a Congress government to act? I'm asking you, Sanjay, why don't you tell your Congress government in Telangana Why don't you tell? Why don't you tell your Congress government in Himachal? क्या वहां पे स्विगी नहीं चलती है? क्या वहां पे स्वाधीनता नहीं है आपके राजनीतिक पार्टी की, आपके राज्य सरकार की? वो आप बोलिए ना वहां पे सुक्खू जी को कुछ करने के लिए।
मुझे एक सेकंड दे दीजिए। मैं इंडियन नेशनल ट्रेड यूनियन कांग्रेस इंटक से हूँ। कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट होते हुए 2008 में, 2009 में, 2010 में हमने कांग्रेस के खिलाफ नेशनल स्ट्राइक खोली थी सर। इसका कोई भी गूगल करके देख लेगा। एक बात। दूसरा सर, जो मैं बार बार आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ, दो बातें।
आपको क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी के एक बड़े नेता ने बोला कि संजय जी देखिए, आपका भी फायदा होगा, हमारा भी होगा, थोड़ा परेशान कर दो गवर्नमेंट को, हम थोड़ा हाहाकार बनाते हैं? क्योंकि अभी कांग्रेस पार्टी का ये अप्रोच है, एनआरकी वाला अप्रोच ना, कुछ भी बड़े स्केल में गड़बड़ कर दे, किसानों को भड़काए, सेना के लोगों को भड़काए, फार्मर्स को भड़काए, स्टूडेंट्स को भड़काए। आपके नेता 57 इयर्स की उम्र में अभी जेनजी नेता बन रहे हैं, टी शर्ट पहन के वहां पे अपने आप को जेनजी नेता, अपने आप को किसी बांग्लादेश और नेपाल के मॉडल में काम करवा रहे हैं। क्या ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वो एनार्किस्ट मॉडल करवा रहे हैं आपके थ्रू? एनार्की आपकी कोई बात हुई है उनके साथ या कांग्रेस को कोई बड़े नेता के साथ पिछले 2-3 हफ्तों में?
अर्नब साहब, मैं ट्रेड यूनियन और वर्कर के अलावा कोई बात नहीं करूंगा। दूसरा, एक बहुत गंभीर
बात नहीं करेंगे, गलत बात है। मुझे ये बताइए, क्या कोई कांग्रेस के नेता ने आपको नेशनल लेवल पे कुछ बोला है? किस नेशनल पॉलिटिकल, आप बता दीजिए। देखिए, मुझे अपना दोस्त मानकर, अपना कॉन्फिडेंट मानकर आप समझिए, मुझे बताइए, इनको मत बताइए, ये जो बैठे हैं उनको मत बताइए, मुझे बताइए कि अर्नब जी आप बताइए, मुझे कोई बात नहीं, इनको मत, मुझे बताइए कि कांग्रेस के किस बड़े नेता ने आपको कुछ करने को कहा है?
मैंने नहीं सर, हमें किसी ने कुछ नहीं करने को कहा। ये हमारा कॉन्टिन्यूटी में हम लोग यही काम करते हैं। मैंने आपसे बोला, कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर मेरा यूनियन है, मनरेगा मेरा यूनियन है, दिल्ली के हॉस्पिटल्स मेरा यूनियन है, हरियाणा में मेरा यूनियन है, आपका हिंदुस्तान में जितना
ये इतने यूनियन है का मतलब क्या है? मतलब
मैं खुद उसमें मतलब उसमें लीडर हूँ सर। किसी में प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, किसी में मैं वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, किसी में जनरल सेक्रेटरी हूँ। पूरे हिंदुस्तान में सर जितना करेंसी नोट प्रेस है, जहाँ हमारा कॉइन बनता है, सिक्का बनता है, उसका मैं नेशनल।
माने और एक सवाल पूछूंगा, क्या किसी तरह की कॉर्पोरेट ब्लैकमेल हो रही है? मैं बिल्कुल क्लियरली
नहीं सर, गरीब मरता हुआ नहीं देखेगा ये लोग। गरीब को पैसा कहाँ मिल रहा है? एक लास्ट लाइन सर, टीडीएस के ऊपर बहुत गंभीर मुद्दा है सर।
आप तो वर्कर नहीं, मैं एक जानना चाहता हूँ, आप बड़े आदमी हैं, आप बड़े बिजनेसमैन हैं। एक सवाल पूछता है भारत, द नेशन वांट्स टू नो, why is everyone on, you are a big businessman, why is a businessman representing gig workers?
सर
ये कोई गिग वर्कर, कोई नहीं, आप करोड़ों के संपत्ति के मालिक होंगे, आप बहुत बड़े बिजनेसमैन हैं, आप यूटेंसिल के बिजनेस में हैं, आपका टर्नओवर कितना है?
नहीं, क्या अगर मैं बिजनेसमैन हूं तो मैं इनके लिए काम नहीं कर सकता सर?
नहीं, आप मान लीजिए मैं एक पत्रकार हूं, थोड़ी मुझे बुरी आदत है, मैं थोड़ा खरोचते रहता हूं चीजों को।
जो भी बोल रहा हूं,
आपकी टर्नओवर क्या है गाबा जी? आप मुझे अपना दोस्त मानकर मुझे बता दें।
मैंने आपसे क्या बोला? मैं कोई चीज इनकी तरह
ये आपकी टर्नओवर क्या है मुझे बताइए गाबा जी। आपकी टर्नओवर क्या है?
उस समय यहाँ बताना जरूरी नहीं समझता हूँ, बस एक टीडीएस के ऊपर
नहीं समझता हूँ। नहीं है ये, देखिए मैं हर चीज में, देखिए
इनका
कितना
सर, हजारों करोड़ रुपया टीडीएस इनका जाया जा रहा है। बस वो सुन लीजिए, आपके माध्यम से वो बात गवर्नमेंट के काम में पहुंच जाएगी साहब। एक गिग वर्कर साल का 500 से 1000 रुपया टीडीएस कटवाता है। एज पर नीति आयोग 95 लाख से 1 करोड़ गिग वर्कर है हिंदुस्तान में, लेकिन हमारी स्टडी के हिसाब से ये 2 करोड़।
इट इज लाइक सेइंग, मुझे बताइए
वो टीडीएस क्लेम नहीं करते साहब।
आप मुझे बताइए, कोई पत्रकार की यूनियन बन जाए, वैसे आजकल ऐसे भी हो रहे हैं, पत्रकार की यूनियन बनाए, जिसमें किसी स्टील कंपनी के मालिक को आपने पत्रकार की यूनियन की हेड बना, तो आप बोलेंगे आपको क्या पता है पत्रकारिता के बारे में? तो मैं पूछ रहा हूं आपको, अब बड़ा मजा आ रहा है, सुशील केडिया अप डाउन कर रहे हैं चेयर में, देखिए इज एंजॉइंग इट नाउ। लोकेश, सडनली सुशील केडिया का मूड बदल गया, बिकॉज जीवन में इंटेंट और इंटेंशन दोनों जरूरी होते हैं। आपकी इंटेंट, आप कह रहे हैं मैं बड़ा बिजनेसमैन हूँ, मैं स्टील इंडस्ट्री, मैं
मैंने
तो
नहीं कहा बड़ा
65,000
मैंने नहीं कहा
नहीं,
सर,
तो
मैंने नहीं कहा।
आप क्यों गिग वर्कर्स की रिप्रेजेंटेशन कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकता वो बताइए, क्यों नहीं कर सकता?
क्यों कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि देखिए मैं
आप क्या चाहते हैं?
नहीं, एक मिनट,
गाबा जी होता है जो फटे हुए कपड़े पहन के वही लीडर होता है
गाबा
साहब।
जी, और क्या गाबा जी, देखिए मेरे आपके साथ कोई पर्सनल तो है नहीं, आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन टुनाइट that I would think, how can a businessman, how is the Congress party putting a big businessman to represent gig workers?
पुण्य कमाने निकले हैं, इनका कोई निजी स्वार्थ नहीं है, ये गिग वर्कर्स को उत्तेजित करके एक बहुत बड़ा पुण्य कर्म करने के लिए निकले हैं। पुण्य करने के सिवा इनका और कोई स्वार्थ नहीं है।
आप संतुष्ट हो लीजिए चिल्ला करके, आप मुझे नहीं पता, आप मुझे नजर नहीं आ रहे, आप संतुष्ट हो लीजिए।
Sir, everything is temporary. Why everything is temporary with this government, sir?
Interesting twist.
Why everything is temporary with this government? अभी अग्निवीर को भी देख लो ना आप, अग्निवीर भी तो 4 साल की है, उसके बाद ना कोई पेंशन है ना कुछ है।
I want to place.
You will have to reverse that decision as well in due course of time.
I want to place one humble thought before this house. When our visionary Prime Minister is working 24/7 to create the Gati Shakti mission, which is going to create an unprecedented
putting the
velocity
security
of
of the
our
nation
economy.
in the hands of temporary
You
Agniveer
learn to listen. You interrupt
with no
everyone
pension
without making
benefits.
sense. You interrupt everyone without making any sense.
Then give
The typical
Agniveer the
political
benefits of the
practice of Aam
pension as
Aadmi
well, na
Party.
Baba.
So I want to ask everyone, when this nation is headed to become one of the greatest nations in its own history and in the history of the world, and the visionary who's leading us is working 24/7 without a holiday to create the Gati Shakti mission, where the velocity of everything in this country will multiply. And if we can have such an efficiency that sitting in the line,
so that's how you amplify the velocity of the
Sushil Kedia, 1 minute, viewers, let me explain. Sushil, let me explain to viewers what you are trying to say. Let me explain to viewers what you are trying to say. Sushil Kedia is trying to say today, viewers, that to become proud citizens of a developed country, a विकसित भारत, हम सबको 10 मिनट में पिज्जा खाना होगा।
Arnab, can I come in? I just wanted to make 2 quick points.
No. So by having pizza in 10 minutes, we'll become a developed country.
No.
10 minutes का rule है।
Papers visa के लिए पहुंच गए. That creates
Calls are on. Subhranshu, before I go to the first caller, Subhranshu is back on the debate. Subhranshu,
I don't know about the pro-government, anti-government party affiliations. As a brand builder, I have a couple of questions to ask. Is it permissible? Everything that is possible should not be permissible, Arnab. Secondly, roads are human spaces. This debate was about 10 minutes. My son goes to school walking across to catch his bus. Roads are human spaces. These are not pipes for supply chain. And whenever you make speed a promise, there is inherently a problem of pressure and then risk. If anybody denies that a 10-minute timeline is not pressure ridden and leads to risk, they are smoking something.
I'm opening up to calls tonight. First,
that's the question.
My caller, who are the callers so far? Who's the first one? Okay, 1 minute. I have a lot of callers tonight. I think, Rajat from Delhi. Rajat Dutt from Delhi. Hi, Rajat.
Hi. Good evening, Arnab. I have been listening to this debate for quite some time. I have a few points to make. I would really...
Ajit Kumar from Bengaluru. Ajit?
Thanks for taking up this topic. It is really great.
Audio is not here.
What happens here is
I don't have audio
all
here.
these gig workers typically are not from
Loud,
Bengaluru.
I can't
They
hear
come
him at
from-
all. No fallback.
And,
Director, is Rajat speaking? Okay, now I'm told audio failed. Who's the next caller here? Ajit Kumar from Bengaluru?
This is Ajit here. Thanks
Can
for
I be
taking
told
up
because
this-
the audio is not coming into my studio here?
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Then you can
Thanks for
put them
taking
on the
up this topic.
fallback. Put them on the fallback. No problem if I'm not hearing. You can put it on my ear through the talkback here. Come on. Yeah. My next caller, Ajit Kumar from Bengaluru. Ajit, please carry on. Open the
Hi,
talkback.
Arnab. This is a great topic you have taken up. where the gig workers are really great, great in terms of convenience. But the issue here is that they are, coming from poor background, not from the Bangalore, but other, small villages around. They don't have, they have the only thing is to deliver it faster. They don't follow any traffic rules. It causes lots of issues. The most important is their own, well-being. We have seen so many accidents happening on a daily basis. And, there is nothing to cover them up for that. They actually get up and start again with bandages and stop delivering. So very poor conditions of these workers, which have to be taken care.
Okay, Ajit, let's keep it short. I have Rajat now calling in. Rajat from Delhi. Rajat,
can you hear me, Arnab? Can you hear me? Arnab, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Rajat, now. Fantastic. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, Arnab. Arnab, there are two things here. I would really commend the tech wizards like the owners of Zomato, Swiggy and all. If instead of delivering pizzas and packaged products in 10 minutes, they can send an ambulance in 10 minutes to the needy. Number two, what is very important is this is exploitation at the highest order. Why don't the government bring out a rule that whether it is increase in valuation or profits, part of that has to be shared with the gig workers.
Agreed. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, see, people don't think this is a big deal. Manish, listen, these guys have not done some great innovation, please. Don't treat them like R&D experts. By getting groceries and chocolates and toothbrushes to people's homes, they are not doing any Silicon Valley innovation.
His point is very good, Arnab. The viewers should know that 1 to 2% of the turnover of all these platform workers, the government has introduced a rule where they will have to contribute to the benefit of that. And that's what I was trying to say, that from government side, a lot of proposals have come. There's also a portability issue.
No.
So what you were saying was
because
right.
1% of some part of my income will go somewhere. I have a right to let people die.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Next caller tonight.
Arnab,
next caller, and I request all these people. Kumar Iyer is here tonight. Kumar Iyer from Chennai. Kumar.
Good evening, Arnab. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, Kumar. Yes.
How are you? Happy Sankranti and Pongal to you, to your panelists and the readers in advance. See, this 10 minutes...
You forgot to wish me for Bihu also. I'm from Assam.
Yeah, whatever it is, happy Sankranti and Pongal.
Yes,
this 10 minutes delivery ban is not going to have much impact. See, whether it is Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit or anything, the earnings of these delivery people depends totally on the number of deliveries they make. If I am a human being, I will make more delivery, I will try to earn more, whether it is part-time or full-time. How are they going to address this issue? Can they fix the number of deliveries? Can they fix the number of working hours? Will their union keep quiet? Will the delivery people keep quiet? How are they going to address this issue?
How much time? Well, I think the relevant question here, I get a feeling people are a bit fed up with these food delivery companies. Whole excitement around them is over. Now, because the excitement is over, they are saying we'll deliver in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 11 minutes, 9 minutes. What is this? What is this?
Arnab, to your earlier point about it not being a great innovation or a leap of technology, the fact is, had that been the case, the weakest and the most vulnerable link in the supply chain is this poor gig worker. They would have ensured the elimination of so many gig workers' requirement. The fact that it's riding on the back of very vulnerable people who come from marginalized areas means this is not a technology play. It is basically arbitrage of some sort or the other.
Not at all, sir.
Zepto
Not
types.
at all.
And Zomato, Zepto, Blinkit, Falana, Tikana. I will call Swiggy. I'll call all of them Big Basket. I'll call all of them on my program. And if they don't come, I'll give them an empty chair. I'm going to follow this up. It's a hot debate. But Mr. Gaba, why don't you sit on a scooter and deliver? आप लोगों को represent कर रहे हैं, आप तो खुद आपने यूनियंस का बिजनेस तो नहीं बनाया ना, आप खुद तो नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप उनके कह रहे हैं मैं उनको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हूं गाबा जी। आप कैसे समझेंगे उनकी पीड़ा?
देखिए, मैं लगातार पूरा दिन उनके बीच में ही रहता हूँ, इतनी बातें मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ। कभी आपके सामने 25, 50, 100, 200, 500 आदमी लाना हो, मैं सुबह खड़ा कर सकता हूँ, मेरा नाम लेके वो आपसे बात करेंगे। मैं लिस्ट ऑफ नंबर दे सकता हूँ, मेरा नाम लेके आप उनसे बात कर
करेंगे
सकते हैं।
गाबा जी, अगर ये स्विगी जोमेटो वाले आएंगे तो आपको भी लाएंगे। विल हैव अ बिग डिबेट ऑन इट। आई फील इट्स अ पब्लिक सब्जेक्ट। आई थैंक यू वेरी मच। नहीं अभी तो गाबा जी टाइम आप है।
बोर्ड आज काम कर रहे हैं गिग वर्कर के, तेलंगाना और कर्नाटक
के फेवर में हूँ, इसीलिए मैंने डिबेट किया, दूसरों ने किया नहीं। आई थैंक यू वेरी मच लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, इट्स हॉट डिबेट एज वेल। लेट्स सी इफ दी Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto, all these guys come. I mean, just by giving yourself a cool sounding name is not enough. You have to be cool. Exploitation is not cool. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.
For a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोबूट।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोबूट का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोबूट।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
The icy cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean are getting hot, and how? The United States in an
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. रहो बेफिक्र.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार. MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला.
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना. लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है. यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां.
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला. डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे.
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी. What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, political face-off as Communist Party leaders from China visit the BJP office. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, an incredible twist in the 30,000 crore rupee battle for the estate of the late Sanjay Kapoor. We have new revelations, CDR records, which raise question marks about the veracity of the claims of Priya Sachdev. This is hotting up. And at 9 o'clock this evening, why I support all the attempts being made by the government to stop this 10-minute delivery. It's a terrible thing, this 10-minute delivery. Just because some people want to make money, why do something that's so deadly? I have now come to the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, that the Congress party likes to commit political suicide. I have come to the conclusion that these are not accidental mistakes that the Congress party does. It is actually a party that is constantly in political suicide mode. Why else would it raise questions about why some leaders of the Communist Party of China have visited the BJP headquarters? Yes, leaders of the Communist Party of China visited the BJP headquarters, but it was not done secretly. Like the Congress Party went and signed an agreement with Xi Jinping, where Rahul Gandhi was told by his mother, go sit there, Rahul, sign an agreement with Xi Jinping, get your signature right. That's Xi Jinping and Sonia Gandhi. That's Anand Sharma of the Congress Party, while Rahul Gandhi commits himself to life to serving the Congress interests of the Chinese Communist Party. Ladies and gentlemen, the Congress Party says that why has the BJP met leaders of the Chinese Communist Party? And then gone on to say that the China supported Pakistan, China targeted Galwan, China is making claims about Arunachal Pradesh, and here hugs are being exchanged. First of all, I did not see any hugs. Nevertheless, does the Congress Party not have the common sense to understand that an official meeting between two parties is not the same as a memorandum of understanding, officially signed and secretly kept in some locker of the Congress Party office? There's a fundamental difference between the two. Has the Congress Party gone mad to talk like this? Does the Congress party not realize that by questioning why the BJP leaders met the Chinese Communist Party, more people will begin to ask, meeting is okay, but why did you sign an agreement with the Chinese Communist Party? And if there's nothing wrong with the agreement, if there's no hanky-panky, if there's nothing to hide, then why don't you go ahead and declare what is in the agreement? Ladies and gentlemen, on the contrary, it will be fundamentally argued, I would argue, that the government position vis-a-vis China continues to be extremely strong. You can go and meet, you can have an exchange, you can exchange mementos, you can smile at the camera, but you're not signing an agreement which binds you to serve the interests of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, the Congress Party can turn around and say, Arnab, how do you know we signed an agreement that we are going to forever serve the interests of the Chinese Communist Party? Well, I would say, answer to that, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Come out and share that copy of what you signed. Why are you keeping it secret? Every second day I come on air and I challenge you. Every month I raise this question once, and not just me, the people of India ask, what did you sign? Why do you get into a long-term understanding and interest with the Chinese Communist Party when your ostensible reason to visit China, where you were given the sort of, a royal treatment by the Chinese, where they treated you as the monarchs of India, where they rolled the red carpet to you, where they treated you as the elected head of the government, which you were not. You went there in a private capacity. Sonia Gandhi was not Prime Minister. Manmohan Singh was kept aside. But you had the entire government machinery answering to Sonia Gandhi, de facto Prime Minister of India. At that point of time, why did the de facto Prime Minister of India, whose name is Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor, her original name, why did Antonia the Minor ask her son to sign an agreement with the Chinese Communist Party? What interests were being served there? What did Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor hope that the country will gain? Or is it that the Congress Party was gaining? And is it true that after that, the Chinese embassy put in money, apparently more than 1 crore, into something called the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? Is it true that after that you had another secret meeting with the Chinese government officials in a 5-star hotel over a Chinese lunch while Galwan was on? Now, these questions are a triumvirate of questions, and the questions are now beginning to get even sharper, which is why I said the Congress Party is mad to be questioning why the meeting is happening in the BJP office. The more you ask that question, the more people will ask questions over this picture, even if you had forgotten about this picture, even if it was not in your imagination as of this minute and this second, now it would come back into your focus, which is exactly what we will do. If you want to have a fight over photos, let's have one. Let's debate.
China's construction of infrastructure in the Shaksgam Valley, an area illegally ceded by Pakistan in 1963, is a point of fresh tension.
首先，你提到的领土属于中国领土，中方在自己的领土上开展基础设施建设无可非议。中国和巴基斯坦已于上个世纪的60年代签署了边界协定，并且划定了两国的边界，这是中巴作为主权国家的权利。那么你提到中巴经济走廊，这是一个经济合作倡议，旨在促进当地的经济社会发展和改善民生。中巴边界协定和中巴经济走廊不影响中方在克什米尔问题上的立场，中方在这个问题上的立场没有变化。
India has called this a blatant violation of its territorial integrity.
So as the Shaksgam Valley is concerned, India considers 1963 agreement between Pakistan and China as illegal. Therefore, any activity in Shaksgam Valley is concerned, we do not approve of it, and in this terms, MEA has already issued this statement. Therefore, the joint statement which has been issued in China, what I understand about the CPEC 2.0, we do not accept it, and we consider that it is an illegal action which is being carried out by the two nations.
Amid this contestation came this post by BJP MP Arun Singh on X. In pictures is the Communist Party of China delegation that visited the BJP head office. The BJP said that the meeting was to enhance communication and interaction between BJP and CPC as part of an institutionalized mechanism. But the Congress hit back. The same BJP for the longest time has been questioning Congress over the picture that showcases Rahul signing an MOU with China in 2008. Today, the tables have turned and the same party is in the dock.